All right, welcome. Thank you for meeting with me.
Of course.
Okay, all right, so we will start by recapping quickly what we've discussed so far. So, would you like to, first of all, before we even share your lesson, anything that's going on in the classroom that you feel necessary
Hmm.
share?
There's been a couple more increasing behavior problems lately just because of
Okay,
the springtime,
all
but
right.
um, that's about it.
Okay, okay. All right. And do you feel like that would be something that would affect per se the the progress that we've made so far?
No, I don't think so because I think this kind of alleviates some of the blurred outs and when they're working on computers and being able, I think it actually helps the
Okay.
situation.
Okay, good. That's great. That's good to hear. Good to know. All right, so why don't we recap then quickly what your lesson plan was and some of the goals that we set forth for our session, first session.
So yeah, we were talking about Charles, the short story, and answering the questions and doing that, and then changing it to something with technology that we could work with.
Okay. All right, perfect. And so, um, yes, I do remember that. And we said we set up a goal and we were trying to push collaboration communication through the use of Word.
Yes,
Yes.
being
Okay.
able to work on it collaboratively on Word.
Perfect. Okay. So I have created a checklist here,
Okay.
which I will at some point upload onto um, my video. Um, and we'll kind of just go through it. These are
Okay.
some of the things I've already set in, not in place, but put on the checklist, and then we can kind of modify as we go. So
Okay.
anything that you disagree with or you would like to change or even add,
Okay.
then you can let me know as we go through them. So first things first, we want to ensure that all students have laptops because we are working in a school where students don't bring their own. They can bring their own laptops, but most do not. And then we're given 10 laptops per class. Um, so surely you have more than 10 kids in your class.
I do, unfortunately. Yes, I have more than 10. So we can borrow from other teachers, or for this instance, I've already went ahead and we do have some mobile labs that we're able to reserve, and I've reserved those for the lesson.
Fabulous. Okay, good. So mobile labs for ensuring laptops. Okay, wonderful. Okay, and then we want some of the actual work that the kids are going to be doing, we want to make sure that they provide insightful works. And insightful might be vague, maybe too broad of a term, but so um, I'm assuming insightful as in something more than just like a yes or no. Like they have to.
Yeah, they have to elaborate on it. So definitely, we can talk about that vocabulary word for the kids because as I've told them in sixth grade, our vocabulary has to continually get better. So move away from happy and sad, and even like insightful. Okay, you need to not just answer yes or no. You need to elaborate more, provide your opinion or evidence from the task or from the text.
Perfect. So, and that's a good lead into the next bullet point, which was to cite at least one piece of evidence. Was that what we had agreed on?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So then insightful, we just want to make sure that it's not just like a yes or no, like it's got to be more elaborate was the word that you used. And then they can achieve that by citing one piece of evidence per section within their document. Okay. Fabulous. Okay, and then we've got 100% completion because that was one of the things that we wanted to make sure every student completed all of the boxes. Is that what we had said?
Yeah,
Okay.
so they're going to have to, put the information in the different answer boxes. And one thing, even just you can track on Word, but I think something that might make it a little bit easier for me, and I know it's not all about me, it's about the student, but even just to put their initials on it so then I can track it a little bit easier to know for sure that they have. You can put tracking on for Word, and that's helpful, but learned a lot about Word lately. So I think having the initials might make it a little bit easier.
Okay, all right, so 100% completion, and we can track that by having the kids put their initials. Okay, so I've added that onto the checklist. And then do these sound good to you? What can we add or possibly take away from this list?
The only other thing that I would add would probably be some conferences, like one-on-one
Okay.
conference. And I know that a lot of teachers are like, oh, I don't have time for that. As kids are finishing, they all work at different paces. No kid finishes usually at the same time. So during that time, I'd like to have the one-on-one conferences as they think they're finished to then review with them on the document to say, okay, this is good, and kind of review with them.
Okay, good. And I feel like for the ones that are finishing, that's a wonderful thing that I'll add on the conferences, because you said it best, that when they think they're finished, so just to kind of go back and have them like really check their work and make sure they've done everything exactly how you want it, so that it makes grading so much easier at the very end. All right, fabulous. So here are what now that we've got the checklist done, some of my thoughts in terms of modeling that I think would be a wonderful way for me to model to you, and then in turn, both of us model to the kids, would be by, for example, putting this checklist onto a Word document and then sharing it with you so that we could collaborate and work on this piece together. And let's see, we could probably, since we both teach at the same time, it would be impossible for us to actually like physically be in the same room. However, we could do this during our planning, kind of like we're doing now, and then we could record using Screen-O-Matic, Screencastify, doesn't matter. And then that way you could show that to your class to kind of get them to understand that two people can be like how we can work on the same document at the same time, but each put in our own, insightful things. Okay, and when do you feel like that we could maybe find time to do that? We can't do tomorrow because we've got a cluster.
Right. Yeah, definitely within the week, in the next couple of days, for sure.
So I'll pencil in sometime Wednesday,
Sounds
Thursday,
good.
or Friday. And then we'll check back in to see where we're at in terms of how the kids do on the assignment. Okay, awesome. Fabulous. Is there anything else that you have experienced or encountered, or anything that you would like to wrap up with?
No, I like the whole aspect of this assignment, just because of them working together and using technology. It's something that we are doing as adults, so I think it's something that they need to learn how to do.
I agree. I wonder, now that actually we're continuing I asked you that question, I wonder if you'll have any kids who like work on this at home too. And I don't know why I was just thinking that, but I think that would be kind of cool to see, because working side by side next to someone who could also be like, we could be sitting side by side, but we're really communicating through the technology.
For sure.
So I think that'll be kind of cool to see if you've got like timestamps of students who did this outside of class as well.
Or if you're absent too, that makes it an easy way to make sure that you still get your work done if you're at home. Yeah, I like that.
Yes, and especially now because it is spring and everybody's ready to be done. We're experiencing high volumes of absences. All right, fantastic. Well, this sounds like a good plan, and then we'll check back in for our third video.
Okay.
In a
Sounds
couple
good.
weeks.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.